Welcome to One More Today. I'm Sophie, your pilot into the universe of Chinese. Let's continue exploring some body parts that these characters, because it's essential for human survival in the world. And therefore, I think they are more likely to start their journey in the repository of Chinese character creation process. They are the early on first invented characters. And today's character is Yesterday we talked about Mu. The eye and the ears, the eyes and ears are the essential sensor organs on us. We depend on them, the accuracy of them, to give us the right information so that we can make the right decisions. So, in Chinese, well, probably not sharing the same amount of expressions, but in the three expressions I'm sharing with you today, probably can show how Chinese value this organ. Okay, by the contemporary, and this is simplified, and the bottom one is traditional Chinese, look exactly the same. And I also kind of testify to these are the early on one-off character. These are not combination characters. That's kind of like a Lego pieces built together to make a new concept. But these are the original pieces that kind of fundamental to the operating system of this language, right? So 2,000 years ago, Xu Chen in 说文解字 summarized the characters. It's called the script Chinese that we got to see was depicted by this. It's almost like I don't know. It got this is how Chinese abstract art. I guess it's kind of describing the shape of the outer ear because the ear is kind of irregular shape, right? And then there's horizontal line in that. That's the nerves inside the ear that Chinese recognize. Just the outer structure of the ear doesn't make you hear. There are some people who cannot hear even they have the ears on the outside. It's what's inside that connects the signals to somewhere, right? I'm not sure if in ancient times that people understand it's a brain. But the ear with that nerve, that horizontal line, that's essential. Okay, 耳聪目明. So here we have both characters from yesterday and today in there, and Chinese describe the two words in one of each adjectives that, okay, in contemporary medical care, that doctors, when they look at a patient, this is one of the routine checks to make sure you have the sighting, you have the hearing, like perfect. Well, if not perfect, at least measured so that you know where you land at, how much hearing or sighting capacities you have, right? So in Chinese, we recognize that and we associate how sensitive your ears and how sharp your eyes in their detectiveness or their service as sensors to you can contribute to your being smart. Okay, so 聪明, if we remove the organs, 聪明, just by this two, is the Chinese smart expression because it came from you have your sensitive ears. And actually, you listen to things. Not only the sensors are good, probably the algorithm behind it need to be good as well. So that you hear data collection, right? And then you can make the right understanding of the situation. So that's 聪, and then 明 too. Like you can recognize, you can see, and then you can not only have the good signals, the sharpness or high definition of capturing of what's happening out there, right? But you can make the right call at the same time. So that's the second part that I put it on. But initially in language, it only described the sensitivity, the accuracy, the competence of these two organs, and use that as a definition of what's being smart. And I guess today, in the beginning of the AI age, in the beginning of smart intelligence, that's man-made intelligence. It's not like we're born with it and eventually grow into it. That this smartness, like a smart home or a smart phone, all this human-made device, how we define it's smart, right? The first step is they need to collect the right signals. The I guess signal processing is a major part of it. And the er and the mu, these two organs are our humans' beginning of signal collecting and eventually processing in the brain. Uh, the beginning, the threshold, right? The sensors. And therefore, Chinese use that sensor sensitivity as the benchmark to show if you're smart or not. So in comparison to the smart devices, then the sensor, the correct signal picking is the trademark of what's being considered as smart as well. So it's kind of comparable, not exactly the same. Okay, 充耳不闻. Okay, 充耳不闻 means something, some information or signals filled your ears. So it's almost like word of mouth, people talking around you, talking about something to you, some feedbacks to you, and 不闻, like you're not actually hearing it. So that's exactly talking about you have the signals received, but you're not processing it. And here, 充耳不闻 could mean either good or bad. It really depends. So if you hear a lot of word of mouth or people in your life sending you some feedbacks, you choose to ignore them, you could do yourself a disfavor or favor. Okay, it depends. So 充耳不闻 simply describe the external. Okay, simply because you have a lot of input, but you don't have the output, meaning you don't take action upon the signals you receive. So that's 充耳不闻. The sound bits filled your ears, but you're simply tuned out. You treat all of these sound bites as noises, and you're not taking action on top of it. So there is simply the description of the behavior there. There's no judgment in this expression. Like we didn't say 充耳不闻, serve you or disservice you. Okay. 忠言逆耳. This is value embedded expression in comparison to the last one. 忠言, we use 忠言 means faithful words. Faithful words that's going against your ear or hard to hear. Okay, just like some tastes are bitter. You don't want to eat the bitter stuff, but Chinese have this 苦口良言. It's 苦口良药, actually. Okay, 忠言逆耳. So one is words, one is medicine. So the good medicine in Chinese, we recognize it could be bitter. So it's temporary discomfort, but lead to treatment or healing. So that's the comparison to the words. The words can sound bitter, can really hard to hear, but it's a faithful word. So the value of the value embedding is in this faithful word. Faithful words can be regarded in two layers. One is realistic words. It's honest feedback of your behavior perceived by others around you, right? So that's the first layer. Second is it's not only I guess fact-based or people's honest opinion about it, but it's not only more reflective of reality of you, like other people's perceived reality, but other people's intention is one good for you, want to benefit you by giving you hard to hear and potentially relationship damaging honest opinions or feedbacks to you. So in that case, it's not only it's other people's faithful understanding of you, but also other people's being faithful to you as good mentors or friends or peers. They want to see the better of you. And in two layers, that we regard it as faithful words. And then we recognize sometimes that's hard to hear. So as that, because the Chinese all memorize these are embedded in our brain, so we recognize, and therefore, I guess as a counter to that, that lots of Chinese are kind of feel to have this liberty to give faithful feedbacks to people. Sometimes it can be very blunt and hard to hear, especially commenting on other people's appearances. It can be demeaning, can be belittling, can be really hard to hear, highly critical sounds. But I guess this expression 忠言逆耳 almost give people the license to give back their feedbacks. And according to the Western standards, that's kind of crossing the boundary. It's none of your business. Why you give me such feedback, right? But in Chinese, we have this 忠言逆耳. They meant well, and they want you to hear that you're gaining weight, or something like that, right? So that's that's a counter argument of that. So there you go. Thank you for your time. See you another day.